In the previous episode, we finally set sail from Almeria to Cartagena, where we had a stop to install our new solar panels. We realized, however, that solar panels wouldn't cut it to keep our engine alive after not being able to start it on multiple occasions. We ended up pulling into port in Torrevieja to fix the alternator before doing the passage over to Ibiza. We have now pulled into port in Torrevieja, and we are trying to figure out what's wrong with the dynamo. Right now, as you can see, there is no dynamo here because we've unscrewed it, and so here are the different electrical parts, and we really need to find out what this wiring is for, because there was no charge going to the batteries when the motor was running. But we don't know, because this might still be providing power, only there is no cabling for it. So I would like to figure that out before unscrewing it more. But as you can see, the bearings are just fine. So we'll see. We're trying to find the manual for the dynamo. It is not provided on the boat, and I've searched a bit and I haven't found it. So it's really hard to know what does what. I might just play around with the multimeter and just see a bit. But if it's broken, then I won't be able to tell anything anyways. So that's what we're up to today, and it's currently 35 degrees in the boat, so it's not very fun working. Okay everyone, so we are disassembling the alternator, and before disassembling we wanted to make a cut. So just to make sure everything comes back in the right orientation. At least that's what the guy on YouTube said. He's making me saw my own alternator.
Okay guys, so we're just cutting it in half so we can see what's going on there, and then we'll just tape it back together.
No.
No, yeah, that's what we're doing.
But now we have some scratches here, here and here, so we're sure that it's the same when we get it back on.
What's up, Emil?
Now we're gonna fix a hole in the sail. It's been a rip.
Yeah?
So we're gonna take the sail off and lay it flat on the
Pavement?
yeah.
Yeah.
To get it nice. Now we're taking all the sail off the thing.
Yeah,
The
so
rig.
right now we're gonna slide this out there by Mavius.
Yeah.
Earlier we took it off the long mast. It had a locking mechanism that we had to click on in order to get it off.
You can show them, Astrid.
And none
Yeah,
of the
just a
sailors
second.
made it, but who made it?
Sorry?
None of the sailors knew how to do it, but who knew?
Yeah, it's just ingrained in my blood, I guess. So this is the locking mechanism that we had to unlock in order to get the sails out. So always something to figure out on the boat, right, Marius?
Yeah, always.
Always.
Yeah. A bit too much lately.
So
We're
here,
ready to head for Ibiza now.
yeah, we're going to Ibiza. So here you can see the rip. It does not look very pretty. We had it in our cross from.
I don't think that's the rip. That's just a pocket.
Oh,
That's one of the rips.
okay.
It's kind of not so good that we are doing this in the evening, because the water is gonna take a long time to dry. On the dynamo situation, we have been stuck here in harbor for 3 days, and it's really expensive sitting in a marina, and we really want to get to Ibiza. And we have some crew waiting on Ibiza now, because we were supposed to be there, and so we ordered a new dynamo and it finally arrived. But the measurements isn't right. I sent it into a workshop and asked for a new one. And this is apparently the new model, but this one is supposed to be here, and this one isn't supposed to be so big. And I could just cut off a bit portion here to make it even with the belt, but this I would need a new part for that eventually. but I'll have to take it back and get a new one, so we'll be here even more days, and it's not fun, not at all, but that's how it is. I'm on my way now. I just got a call, and the new dynamo is already ready by the same day. It's actually 2 or 3 hours since the problem occurred that it wasn't the right one. So they were really quick. Still in Torjeva, I don't know. And I'm beginning to miss the green stuff. Like, this is probably the most green tree in all of Torjeva, and it's really hot. It's 32 degrees today, so it's pretty great actually. It's been way worse. So I wouldn't call myself a motorman, not at all, but I feel like it's Christmas today. Look how shiny this is. And on the back here we have all the connections, and I'm gonna show you how I'm going to wire it, but first I'm just gonna have some fun with testing this. By the way, it's really hot, so I'm gonna turn the fan back on again. We bought that fan and it's a lifesaver. It's right now, oh, it's only 31 degrees now actually, but it gets really hot. Okay, so I wired it the exact way it was wired on here. This is the minus, and that's just going to the rest of the chassis here. And when I connect this one to the engine, the entire engine becomes minus or ground, which then is connected to the battery. Then this one is the plus, but that's connected under the motor. These two, I really had no idea, but the guy where I bought this said that it had something to do with radio interference and I should just copy it, so I did. Because both of these just goes to ground, so I don't understand in that case why it's not grounded from the get-go, but I guess I just do it the way it was. It was also, this pin had some cable or wiring, but meh. The important is the plus go to plus and minus go to minus, so yeah. And I just want to share a really odd experience, because I was trying to clean up this bolt here and I missed when I shot with the WD-40 and I hit my leg, and it was kind of nice because it was like moisturized and it's so hot. It was just a weird experience. I didn't think it would be nice to get oil on my leg. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now before it gets weird. Okay guys, the new alternator is in place. So now it just remains testing. Hopefully everything will go after plan. It's taken a long time to install this. So I'll set the camera down here and then I'll try. I'm really frustrated. We started the engine with the alternator and it didn't charge, and the guy that sold it to me was really nice and came and had a look, and this one is not giving out 12 volts when the ignition is on, and that's it has to do that to make the alternator charge. But when the ignition is on, this one is not giving out 12 volts, so this cable is faulty. As well as, to get this on, I had to take out the entire alternator, and it took 4 hours to get this one on. And I had to take it all off again to get this one on. Not just that, but yeah, it's 33 degrees outside, more in here. Don't worry about that, I'm just sweating to death. But to trace this, I see it's green under here, so that's nice. So I follow the cable and I want to see where it goes to find the fault. Problem. The previous owner has painted not just the engine but all the cables yellow, which means I cannot see which cable is what color. So now I'm currently scraping off paint from cables to be able to trace them. I just want to sail to Ibiza. We have crew arriving in Ibiza today and it takes 4 days to sail there. Yeah, and shit doesn't look too good, but I shouldn't lose hope. I just need to find this fault and hopefully it will be okay after that, but it doesn't seem like anything will ever be okay right now. Sorry for being so bitchy, it's just I've been here in 5 days and working in 35 degrees and it's horrible. Yeah. I think this room are perfectly reflecting our mental state these past couple of days. Because when we installed the alternator, it didn't want to charge at all. Because it didn't, for like the way an electric motor works is either you have a permanent magnet in the center and it's spinning coils around, or you have just a coil inside and coil around. So for like an electromagnet is basically just a coil where current flows through, and the center coil wasn't activated, and it wasn't activated on this one either, which means that most probably it wasn't broken, which means I wasted a lot of money, but life. Because when you turn on a display on a motor and it lights up, it activates the coils inside of the engine. No, sorry, inside of the alternator, which makes it produce power. The problem is, because previously this here was going to the display and that was this one's task, but on the other end of this cable it was just cut, which means if I want to do that with the display, I have to trace a cable from here all the way around the boat, all the way to this side, and find what cable which is supposed to do this, and that's a task for another day. I made a bit of a weird solution. I connected from the plus of the battery terminal, I connected via switch, and from that switch over to, you see the brown wire here, over to the bolt which is supposed to do that. And it seems to work just fine actually, because when you turn this on you can hear the RPM of the engine dropping slightly because the alternator is putting on a load, and we charged the batteries, so it worked. We had some troubles with the Star engine howling yesterday when we installed the alternator, and we've been yeah, I just wanted to give up life yesterday. We didn't leave yesterday as we had hoped, but today when the mechanic came I tried turning it on again after it had happened twice and I haven't changed anything, and obviously the engine starts, because the engine always, or a problem is never a problem when the right person is there to see the problem, because yeah, you guys probably have experienced that a lot. But this starter, it started now, but the display is still fucked, so now in an hour they're going to come and see what's wrong with the display, and then we're gonna head to Ibiza finally. It's been some long days here at the dock and we've just wanted to go to Ibiza. It's all we want, can we just go? But now we can, so that's really nice. As you guys can see, we're now on the ocean again and it feels really, really nice. We've been sailing for a bit over 6 hours now. And life is pretty good right now. we didn't really get to fix the display too much more, but it is working, or not the display, but all of the starting functions. And now we are heading for Ibiza, which is really nice. So right now, me and Astrid is on watch, while Emil is trying to sleep in the forward cabin. Alright everyone, we just not anchored, but we buoyed. That's a new word I made up. To this. Yeah, this is a national park, and we've anchored up to what looks like New York. Don't know if you can see. So this is gonna be a really nice place to spend the night, and tomorrow we will cross to Ibiza, but I'm saying that every day, so but we're getting closer each day. I'm going to swim into the island. These people are wusses. They're gonna row.
Are wizards?
Wusses.
Wizards?
Wusses. They don't have guts to swim.
Wizards?
They have to use a boat.
Wizards?
Puss
Wizards?
puss? Puss
Wizards?
Engine dead, sails are up, and course set for Ibiza. It seemed like we finally have reached a turning point where there would be more sailing than problems. Join us next time to see how our very first overnight passage goes.